Welcome back, family, to Family Matters. Hi, Ivy. Hi, Princeton. Hi, Elijah. And I'm going to even speak to your parents. Hi, Alicia. Hi, Sonia. Hi, Marquita. And any other parents that are watching along with your children during this team Bible study. We are now going to cover the questions from Psalms 41, and then we're going to go into the study of Psalms 41. The questions from last week from Psalms 40, I hope you guys spent time going over the chapter and learning and looking at what it feels like to go through the scriptures together, verse by verse. But the questions from last week, the first question was, what happened when David waited on God? When David waited on God, God lifted him out of a low place. David was in a pit of depression. And I know some of you have felt sad. You may not know what real depression feels like, and maybe you do. And that heaviness that you feel, David was in a pit. So when he waited on God, God lifted him out of that pit and gave him a place to stand, meaning gave him reassurance. And then on top of God giving him that reassurance of how to stand, he put a song in his heart. So when you're feeling down and you're not feeling like yourself, because God created us not to be sad, not to be depressed. He gave us everything we need so that our lives can be happy and joyful. And when you're not yourself and you're in that pit of depression, if you wait on God, just like he did it for David, he'll lift you out of the pit. He'll put you in a firm place to stand, and he'll put a song in your heart. Just wait for that. Wait for that song to come in your heart because God will do it every time. Question number 2. Why is it hard? Why is it hard to wait sometimes? Why is it hard to wait sometimes? I would say because we have become accustomed to things coming quick. We ask for it, we want it. And I think many times our parents teach us that because we ask them for something and we don't have to wait for weeks and days and years for it. We get it right away. So as young people, it's hard to wait because you're used to asking and receiving immediately. But what waiting teaches you to do, it teaches you to be patient. But it's hard to wait because we're used to answers coming quickly. But God's timing is what patience teaches us. And we learn that God's timing shapes our faith and our character. Patience shapes your character. It shapes your faith. So waiting on God is hard, but it builds and shapes our faith and our character. Question number 3. How can we stay faithful while we wait? What I have found that works for me, because don't think I don't get impatient. Don't think I don't go to God over and over sometimes when I've waited for something and say, God, where are you? But I keep praying. I keep praying for myself. I pray for my impatience. I say, Lord, help me to be more patient. Help me to trust you. Help me to stop doubting you. I pray for myself. Then I take the prayer and I turn it into a praise. I stop asking for it and I start thanking God for it. Lord, I thank you that even though I've been waiting on this a long time, I thank you that it is manifesting right now. I thank you that you're answering my prayer right now. And then I go and I remember times in the past. I always tell my family members, I go and pull up God's resume, his resume. That is remembering things that he's done for me in the past when he came through. So I pray for myself. I turn the prayer into a praise, and I remember God's faithfulness in the past. and I rely upon his resume from the past. So that's what I do. All right, today we are now going to go into Psalms 41. And Psalms 41 is God sees how you treat others. So let's read Psalms 41, okay? And again, I'm still reading out of the NIV because your memory verses are coming out of the NIV. Psalms 41, it says, "For the director of music, a psalm of David. Blessed are those who have regard for the weak. The Lord delivers them in times of trouble. The Lord protects and preserves them. They are counted among the blessed in the land. He does not give them over to the desire of their foes. The Lord sustains them on their sickbed and restores them from the bed of illness. I said, have mercy on me, Lord. Heal me, for I have sinned against you. My enemies say of me in malice, when will he die and his name perish? There's some people wicked enough to even say that about you. But don't worry, God is for you. When one of them comes to see me, he speaks falsely while his heart gathers slander. Then he goes out and spreads it all around. All my enemies whisper together against me. They imagine the worst of me, saying, a vile disease has afflicted him. He will never get up from that place where he lies. Even my close friends, someone I trusted, one who shared my bread, has turned against me. But may you have mercy on me, Lord. Raise me up that I may repay them. I know that you are pleased with me, for my enemy does not triumph over me. Because of my integrity, you uphold me and set me in your presence forever. Praise be to the Lord, the God of Israel, from everlasting to everlasting. Amen and amen. Wasn't that beautiful? That was Psalms 51, and that was just absolutely beautiful. We are just looking at the beauty that God brings, when He gives us this beautiful Psalms. So in Psalms 41, we are going to remember our memory verse. Psalms 41 reminds us that kindness to the poor and weak doesn't go unnoticed by God. Blessings are for those who care for others. Our memory verse for this week is Psalms 41 and 1, which says, blessed are those who have regard for the weak. The Lord delivers them in times of trouble. So when you look out for others, God looks out for you. Remember that. When you are kind to the poor, weak, and needy, the fatherless, the poor, the widow, it doesn't go unnoticed by God. God sees it. And when you're in trouble, He's going to come to your rescue because you were a blessing to someone else. Okay, our discussion questions for this week are, why is caring for others important to God? Question number 2, what kind of betrayal does David experience here? Question number 3, how should we respond when people hurt us? I'll read the questions again. Why is caring for others important to God? Question number 2, what kind of betrayal does David experience here? Question number 3, how should we respond when people hurt us? Let's have a brief moment of prayer. Lord, help us to care for those in need and trust you even when people disappoint us. Amen. This week, I'm going to suggest to you do something kind for someone this week that needs it. Do something kind for someone in need this week that needs it. And do it without them asking you. And then, after you've done it, sit down and talk as a family about how you can serve others more and how you can serve each other more. Remember, kindness matters. What you do for others, God will do for you. May God continue to richly bless you all, and I look forward to seeing you next week. I pray that if you've enjoyed this video, that you will like it, you will share it, and that you will comment. I would like for you to comment. Tell me how you feel about the videos. Tell me some of your thoughts. Thank you, and have a blessed week. God bless you.